All right, all right, all right. We are moving at full steam ahead now. We've got this right off the ground all the way so that we're level with the first sort of construction system that we built behind us. And now I've started with this corner. We're just going to do 3 posts here because we don't need a double door on this side. And the last one will be up front where I ran into that tough concrete up front. I'm going to save that to the end here. And we're going to build this plumb and get everything perfect on this side and then come back and dial this side in. If anything, the tops of these posts have got to come toward us a little bit. With it up on this side of it now, I was going to let out some of this chain tension to maybe let those sit back in a little bit like we wanted. But I don't know if you can see it with this lens, but that's already got no tension on it. And one more thing that gives me sort of a plan is the gappage. I don't know if you can see. The joists are notched. And you can see up here where I cut them. Maybe I'll go up this ladder and show you. See, they've pulled out. This beam should be closer into the notch, and they've pulled out that way. So when I'm all done around behind us, I'm going to get a hold of this beam and these posts with a come along and pull it all in. The idea being close that gappage and send these posts closer to plumb. I think that's going to get us really, really close. So I'm going to leave that like it is for now. There's more than half of the stud and everything. The bearing surface is still on there. But that allows me to focus on this side. We brought the front of it back up where it belongs here. And we've got a nice little alley between the 2 buildings. And this wall is starting to look pretty straight because we got it off of the, it's just hanging here. We got the pretty straight 2x4s on there to hang the siding from above while we cut the supporting studs off. And it, with their straightness and letting go of both corners and gravity pulling it plumb, we really came into a pretty nice plumb wall, which will be excellent when we get it married to the new posts and take all the rest of the stuff off. It's exciting. We came around back here again with the skid steer to do the digging for this corner, and I'm really liking the smaller bucket. I'm glad, if you watched me fight with this spring, just pulling the pins. Nowadays there's a quick attach on the bucket just as there is with other skid steer equipment. Most machines will do a quick attach bucket trade, but this one you have to remove the pins, and the one was stuck, so I went down a rabbit hole of freeing it up. Now it's got grease fittings and I've greased it and will continue to grease it, so changing it in the future should just take an hour or less. But last year we did all the post holes with an 18-inch bucket. Now we just have the 12, which is real efficient. And I'm just about to take a lunch, but we've got this wall. Actually, I pushed it out to perfectly 90 and ran up with these couple braces to the floor above and froze it at 90 degrees by controlling the hypotenuse. If you remember your Pythagoras and your geometry class. When will I ever use that again in real life? Well, you'd be surprised. Anyway, I'm about to take a lunch, and all the slack, actually all 3 of these lines, the chain, the closer to come along, and this chain to that come along, all have slack in them. And so it's sort of, now that it's level, you know, the second story is perfectly level, and the second story walls by that measurement, or by that situation, are plumb. It's this below the second floor, these 4 walls that are open at the corners are kind of swinging in the breeze and just hanging out while we install our posts. But really, if you can imagine like a tree house here, if you were to take all the lower walls away, we have a second story box on the shores on this side and on the bearing system on that side, all looking real nice. So as we finish up and pull those things in and square the corners out and cut the overhead door opening plumb, because of course this door was installed when the building was tipped. You know, decades after it was constructed, somebody cut a hole and put a door in it when it was tipped and finished the door opening plumb. When we take the building back, now the door opening's wrong, but we get that right and it'll be looking sweet. And then we've got some concrete contractor numbers to look over, and maybe we'll get a floor in here. Okay, we'll come back when it's all basically ready for stone. All right, we'll see ya.